The final award of the evening was established in 1995 as a means of honoring those who demonstrate outstanding service to the village and its residents. In the spirit of the evening, we recognize individuals who have given of themselves to enrich the lives of all those who cross their path. Some of those who have received the Joseph H. Dampier Distinguished Service Award in the past are here with us this evening. Will you please stand and be recognized as I call your name? Dr. Delno Brown, Sarah Shipley, Bob Underwood, and Richard Lewis. Thank you for your dedication, both past and present, to furthering the mission of the village. We'll give them a round of applause. It was not too long after the annual meeting was over last year that it was already decided upon who the 2008 recipients should be. This couple has a long-standing relationship with the village and have given generously of their time and talents to help others at the village over the years. Regrettably, one of the recipients cannot be here with us this evening because he was called home to his eternal reward in February of this year. We at the village, along with his beloved family, mourn the loss of a great man who possessed a heart of gold. And although we grieve his loss, our intention remains the same: to celebrate the beauty of a life well lived and honor the dedication of Grant and Norma Miller for their long-standing commitment to enriching the lives of others. I'm sure you've heard the saying, to know them is to love them, and that's certainly true of Norma and Grant. You only need to spend a couple of minutes talking to Norma before you realize her positive outlook, nurturing heart, and compassionate spirit will become contagious. Grant Miller and Norma Blevins met in high school at Mountain City, Tennessee, and eventually fell in love and married in 1946. It was not long before the couple would welcome two beautiful daughters into their lives, which would bring them a world of joy. From a very young age, Grant knew he wanted to be a minister, and before heading off to Johnson Bible College, he managed to preach his first sermon at First Christian Church in Mountain City when Hatley Mabry was the minister there. His first sermon lasted a lengthy 5 minutes, although it was a 20-minute sermon because nerves got the best of him and caused him to shriek. Thankfully, Grant learned how to conquer his nerves and went on to preach for 3 years during college at a church now known as Gap Creek Christian Church, which just happened to be a 45-minute brisk walk from the college. In 1946, Grant was ordained to the ministry by Ed Hayes at Mountain City Christian Church. Over the years, the Millers have dedicated their lives to the ministry, serving in churches in Kentucky and Illinois for over 10 years before settling in Kingsport, where Grant served as the minister of Morrison City Christian Church for nearly 14 years. During this time, Grant acted as treasurer for the Appalachian Christian Service Camp, where he and Norma would later serve for over 13 years. As you can well imagine, serving at the camp kept them very busy. They ministered to 800 to 900 children in a single summer. Norma says that though the job could be demanding, she especially enjoyed watching the transformation when a child would arrive to the camp belligerent and angry and do an about-face before leaving camp with a wonderful new attitude. The Millers' involvement with the village dates back over 30 years. While at Morrison City Christian Church, Grant served on the board of directors of the village. For 14 years, Grant preached every month at the village's Tuesday morning chapel services. Norma attended nursing school in Kingsport and came to work at the village in the healthcare center as the charge nurse on the lower level for several years. Norma says she loved everything about nursing and seems perfectly suited for a profession dedicated entirely to caring for others. Even after retirement, both Grant and Norma stayed active in different ways. Grant continued to preach for several churches, and Norma was ready to help wherever she saw a need. Since coming to the village almost 5 years ago, the Millers have been involved in a variety of activities. Grant led a Bible class in the healthcare center and was always ready and willing to fill in for chapels and prayer meetings whenever needed. He sang with the village singers who enjoy serenading the residents in the healthcare center and served as president of the resident council for 2 years. Norma helps to lead the weekly Care and Share group for the 200 hallway, puts her green thumb to good use by caring for the plants in the day room and on the patio, And as you saw earlier this evening, she represented the village quite well at the Tennis on Also conferences this year. Perhaps most notable is Norma's continued effort to care for those around her. Each and every day she visits various residents in the healthcare center. She provides a listening ear, comforts them when needed, and offers her companionship to those residents who may not always express their appreciation, but flourish with the extra attention. It is amazing how beneficial it is to all involved when an individual gives of themselves by donating their time and talents to bring others happiness. Things that may seem inconsequential to us are the same things that make someone's day brighter and brings them a moment of pleasure in an otherwise uneventful day. Grant and Norma Miller embraced this concept and knew things as simple as making a door wreath to brighten someone's day, shopping for other residents at the grocery store, or reading to a resident who's blind, are all things that you and I might take for granted, but can make a world of difference to the recipient. Norma Miller wisely states, "You never know what kind words can lead to. The joy of my life has been doing things for other people." That has been quite evident from the humble and compassionate manner that Grant and Norma have ministered to those around them, and we are thankful for the joy Norma and Grant have brought to the lives of all who know and love them. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Board of Trustees and the staff of Appalachian Christian Village, it is my honor and privilege to bestow the 2008 Distinguished Service Award to Grant and Norma Miller.